Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Analysis Paralysis, a show where we talk about what's going on in the world of board games, what we've been playing, and what's happening on Kickstarter. So, what's going on? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Lily Quatch.
And I'm Ashley Anderson. This is apparently he doesn't know anything.
I'm Austin Harrison. The Kickstarter for Mythic Mischief just ended. I am running on very little sleep.
Yeah.
He's out of practice.
Yeah. Hey,
He's a week out.
Zach sucked for 1 week. It's not my fault. All right, what are we talking about this week?
Okay, so this week we're talking about, a grant for a board game?
An environmental educational board game.
Mm-hmm. And then more AI art scandals.
Oh no.
We speak on BackerKit.
Kind of. I mean, BackerKit banning AI art, and then
cool.
also as in using it.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned.
Nice. Okay, so I would love to get a board game grant.
Yeah.
How do we do this?
So there were 4 organizations that were recipients of, now I probably will not pronounce this right, the FINA
Go great so far.
grant. It's an urban and community forestry program under the Guam Department of Agriculture's Forestry and Soil Resources Division.
That's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful. Try saying that 5 times fast.
I'm actually really proud of you because I don't think I can say any of those words. And
Yeah.
You got there.
I tried. So one of them is Guahan Sustainable Culture is releasing a educational environmental teaching game called Guahan Grows. And the whole premise of it is they're trying to basically educate 3rd to 5th graders on local fruits, trees, and kind of environmental resources in the area. And they're bringing it into kind of the schools and doing workshops with the students to be able to cultivate just good knowledge about resources in the area. I believe the total grant is about $28,000.
Oh, wow.
So it's a good amount.
What
Yeah.
better way to teach kids than games? I mean,
And start young.
Mhm.
Bring them in a way to be able to learn, not just to give them information, but them to have autonomy over their knowledge and being able to know what's going on in their local communities. So
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
I want more grants like that in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
That would be amazing. Just like a grant to make a game about Brazilian mammals.
Oh.
Come on, Brazilian mammals.
Well,
We know something about that, and by we I mean
Lily.
Lily.
Not us.
I know nothing about that.
You know, me
Let's
neither.
see. Can I name a single Brazilian mammal?
I
Nope.
believe in you.
No, I don't know. I took a,
Is that at the Nashville Zoo?
I don't even know.
Is the panda from Brazil?
Panda.
The red panda. Where's that one from?
Oh, gosh.
I feel like a red panda is from Asia.
That probably
Yeah,
is. That makes
probably.
sense. That checks out.
Good effort.
Anyway,
Good effort.
we have to brush up on his
Thanks, Lily.
Brazilian mammal knowledge.
I got you.
Okay, please save me. What's going on with AI?
BackerKit recently, posted an article saying they are banning any campaigns that use AI art or AI generated material
Yep.
Yeah.
content. This
It's
is
a big step.
That's a big step, and
Yeah.
it's I feel like in direct opposition to Kickstarter statement
It is, yeah.
where they're allowing people to continue to use AI art content in their campaigns as long as they're very forward about it.
Mhm.
Yep.
BackerKit in general is just saying we're not allowing any of it.
None of it.
So it says basically all content and assets must first be created by humans.
Mhm.
That is bolded.
Yeah.
I like Kickstarter's approach.
Mhm.
It's more of a let the people decide.
Mm-hmm.
I think Backer Kits is probably better for artists
I agree.
overall.
Mhm.
So I don't dislike either of them.
Yeah.
It's just different positions.
It's just a different take.
I
Yeah.
wonder how this will change how many people use BackerKit versus on Kickstarter. If someone's
Yeah.
really passionate about I want to use a platform that I know, the safety of knowing that there is no AI generated content. I wonder if that would.
Impact it at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, you're either passionate about a game or you're not. And crowdfunding,
Or you don't
you
care.
have to really want that
Mhm.
game.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's more of a which publishers trying to launch that. Obviously, Stronghold could not launch a game
Right,
on
right.
BackerKit now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think Stronghold was thinking about doing
Mhm.
that. They haven't in the past. But they might use them as a pledge manager. Does it say anything about pledge management?
I didn't see anything about that
It
actually.
might just be the crowdfunding
Just
part.
the
Mhm.
campaign part.
Because it would be a little weird to just not say hey, you can't. You've already crowdfunded, but you can't. And they might though.
They
Well,
might. I haven't
did
seen
say
anything
they would
about
take
it, but
down. if they discover AI content.
I'll ask Chandler over at BackerKit and be like, hey, does this also apply to Pledge Manager? He's like,
I'm
why? I'd be like, no,
curious.
don't worry. we don't have any AI art in our
Not us.
stuff.
I mean, just wanted to know.
Sorry to scare you. But I am curious.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's a big announcement.
Yeah, they also like in their post list out like different directories for like finding illustrators
Mm.
of
Whoa.
different backgrounds.
Yeah.
So like
That's
it's
cool.
really promoting the artistry.
I like that.
Yeah, so it's great.
That's really neat.
But also within the AI world, it was revealed that Eschenspiel, it was found that they used AI content
For like promotional
for
material.
promotional marketing material.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It
So-
is without consent again.
Yeah.
Right. And not being talked about before. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's more that the sponsors didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a problem. I feel like we've talked a lot about AI in
So
the
much.
life
So
cycle
many.
of this show. It probably will eventually tail off. It's just kind of like the big
Mhm.
ethical question right now.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are announcing things about it. So if you're bored of AI, let us know. We'll try to avoid it in the future. If you can't get enough, also let us know. And, we'll do our best.
I want Zach's opinion. Like I want Zach to like, talk us through like what.
If only he
All
could
of it
have
is.
done. He was sick the day he was supposed to fill in for me
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
to do the AI conversation. I was like, Zach, come on.
Let us know if you want to see him and
Yeah.
have him talk about it.
If you want Zach to replace me on this show permanently, please don't. Cool.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite crowdfunding campaign this week?
Crowdfunding. So I know I'm on a theme, but this week I'm breaking the theme. So
I thought you did it again. I was like,
No.
was there a food campaign this
No.
week? Amazing.
no, unfortunately,
Did you do a
someone.
food campaign with Zach?
No. I forget what I talked about. It was like a foresty one, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Canopy.
Canopy.
Evergreen.
Canopy.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
This week I'm doing Millennia by Karma Games, which they did Clans of Caledonia, if you're
Mhm.
familiar. A lot in this game. It's a competitive civilization game, 1 to 4 players, 30 minutes per person. There is card drafting, set collection, economic management, and a lot of strategic depth here.
I really like It's Wonderful World.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's giving me some of those vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun. I might like this.
Okay.
Good
Cool.
pick so far. Keep
Thanks.
going.
So the kind of storyline of the game is you're trying to take your civilization through 8 different eras, basically. And you have to invent new technology to bring your civilization past someone else, like go through time faster. So you want to like increase domains of trade, military, etc., and trying to go through time faster than other people. So one thing that they were kind of passionate about on their page was that it's historically accurate. There was hundreds of hours that went into researching and developing the game to make sure it was historically accurate, which I appreciate. And it's a great way to learn. Like there were so many things even going through the page. I was like, I had no idea this fact about Rome and hundreds of years ago.
Did you know that men think of I'm just kidding.
Not the Roman Empire.
The
It's
Roman
true. I have
Empire.
asked men in my life. They think about the Roman Empire way too much.
I don't even know. I don't
Sorry,
understand
that was a
why.
pop culture thing that happened in the last few weeks. It
Yeah.
came out that like a study says that most men think about the Roman Empire once a week.
Yeah, it's true from what I've gathered. So a little odd.
Small sample size.
Yeah, right.
I was
But
gonna say that
Yeah,
game
well-
sounds like Civilization, like a video game.
Yeah,
yeah,
it does sound
Combined
like
with It's a Wonderful World.
that. Yes, which I like both of those. Things.
Yeah. So does JP. So I feel
Me
like
and JP need to hang out.
y'all are
more.
gonna.
maybe we'll have
Madness.
JP on the show one week.
Oh gosh.
Lily will love
he
that.
can
Just
summon, he
be-
can summon for me.
No.
There you
We'll
go.
be third and fourth
Please
wheeling. But another thing about this is digital rule books are in multiple languages, but all of the like necessary information to play the game are displayed with text-free iconography. So if you were playing the game maybe in a language you didn't really know,
Mhm.
you can still play, which I think
That's
is
the
awesome.
dream.
That's great.
Mhm.
That's a dream. I mean, iconographies, if it's good iconography
Mhm.
and it's clear what the actions and abilities are, is such a much better experience playing
Yeah.
the game. Because it's not like, oh, I have to read that tiny text on that card that's all the way over
Mhm.
there. It's more like, okay, that has a red symbol, that has a yellow symbol. I know
Mhm.
what that does. And so
Yeah.
Mhm.
I definitely prefer that.
Mhm.
Well, you convinced me.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'm in.
Cool.
The problem is I want too many things.
It's fair.
On GameFound this week
Uh-huh.
is a game called Bone Wars, which
Bone
it is
Wars.
a competitive dino hunting, like, paleontologist game.
Dig it.
It
Get
is During it's set during the Great Dino Rush, which I didn't know that was a thing.
Me neither.
Late
To this day.
1800s, apparently.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
Dino Rush.
Mhm.
I knew about the Gold Rush. Didn't know the Dino Rush was a thing.
Love it,
But there were
Dino
these
Rush.
two guys, Marsh and Cope, and they did some terrible things to each other in their quest to be the best paleontologist.
Mhm.
And they would sabotage each other's dig sites. They would steal bones. They
Oof.
would slander each other in like
Mhm.
public forums. They would publish papers that directly contradicted what the other person was saying about dinosaurs. Who knew dinosaurs were such an angry time in the late
Yeah, I don't know.
1800s?
Just saying the scientists would be salty.
Yeah,
Mm.
Lily knows. Scientists
one
can be
of 'em.
salty. I think the gameplay is really interesting. At first, I thought it was a two-player game, and you'd play as Marsh or Cope, and I was
Right.
like, that seems a little mean.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I mean,
You can be loyal to one of them, and you
Mm.
get points based on like what you're doing. But you can also switch your loyalty if what your abilities are, or like what you're doing that turn
Mhm.
gets you more points with the other person. And so you're like bouncing your
Back and
loyalties
forth.
back and forth
Oh.
between them, and like it helps you score points based on what the other players are doing too, which is like, this is
Mm.
starting to get interesting. I've never heard of a game that does this.
Mhm.
But you are basically like digging for bones, publishing papers on what you find, and so it's a
Sounds fun.
very niche game,
mhm.
but I think it's in my niche. I didn't know I was into paleontology.
So now.
Apparently I'm Ross now,
Yeah, right.
and I am here for Bone Wars. So
I think
it's on
it's
Game
fun.
Found.
I have quite a few friends who are paleontologists. I feel like this would be like great for
That's
them.
a weird flex, Lily.
I took a lot of
I have a
anthropology.
lot.
Well,
I have a lot of
no.
paleontologist friends.
Well,
I've never
being
met
in the
one.
natural science field,
Ah,
you meet a lot of people.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Fair.
I don't.
But
know
I
any
was just thinking this is a
paleontologists.
perfect game for that.
Yeah.
All the backstory, publishing papers.
Paleontology kind of has a little bit to do with your game. too.
Yeah. So I was surprised when you said Dino Rush because my game also has dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Didn't get the
But mine
memo
has
this week.
dinosaurs, railroads, and Taurus. That's a lot going on.
Are the dinos and the trains alive at the same time, or are they dead dinosaurs?
Alive? Trains?
You know what I mean?
Trains and
Are they
dinosaurs?
contemporaries? Oh no.
So the game is called Cretaceous Rails. And basically,
What is Cretaceous?
I don't know. I
It's
thought
like
it was
Cretaceous.
crustaceous.
I think it's an
I
era.
thought it was crustaceous.
like a
too.
crustacean.
I read it as crustaceous. Period.
Crustaceans. Crustaceans have been around for a long
Cretaceous.
time.
Yeah, like
All right.
crabs.
Let's let Lily talk about her game.
Cretaceous Rails. Basically, you're time traveling and you're trying to
Oh.
build your own resort.
That answers my
Time
question.
traveling.
So yeah, dinosaurs. I guess
They're alive.
yes, they're alive.
Time traveling trains.
Dinosaurs are alive, and you're building a resort, and you're trying to basically recruit all these dinosaurs, tourists, and build trains.
This seems like a-
it's just a lot going on.
This sounds like something my son would come up with.
That's,
honestly.
that's what I was
Like,
thinking.
all right, there's
They're like-
trains, but also dinosaurs.
Yeah,
and
Like,
a
okay, how's
resort.
that work, buddy?
Resort.
Time travel.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I got it.
Oh my gosh.
I said that like I'm not into it, but I think I am.
I think it's cool.
I feel like it's the other boxes that weren't checked off from the other game.
Yeah, right?
Apparently, I'm really into the games this week. 'Cause
Time
travel.
we're gonna back all of these.
Yeah. Time
Right?
traveling, dinosaurs, and trains. Perfect.
Okay, so for this game, it's 30 minutes per player. Same with Ashley's.
Okay.
1 to 4 players. Basically, you're building train like tracks through the jungle, and you get to like pluck these dinosaurs and tourists out from the jungle and put them in your resorts.
The tourists are just in the jungle.
That's what I said. I was like, why are they in the jungle?
Fend for themselves.
Maybe it's like Jurassic World.
Natural
like,
selection.
We
people
sent them
just-
through the portal and we said, we'll pick you up later on our train once we build the tracks. But you're just going to be dropped in the jungle with a bunch
Like
of dinosaurs.
Jumanji.
yeah. Too much.
Jumanji.
It's dual action worker placement. So you get to take 2 actions per turn.
Okay.
And the actions rotate depending on what action board is flipped each round.
Oh,
So the actions can change between each round.
that's fun.
And then the board's modular. Then you can also, it's also tableau building a little bit on the side.
Did they compare it to any games?
Oh yeah. So actually, someone reviewed it. Someone reviewed it.
Real hard time knowing what this game is.
Conceptualizing.
This was so funny.
It's
This quote.
Ticket to Ride meets.
Yeah. So this is a quote. Imagine like Brass Birmingham had a baby with Jurassic Park, and then that baby had a baby with Ticket to Ride. That's what this game is, and it's wonderful.
From Spark Maniac.
Yep. That really helps me conceptualize it.
Oh man, this sounds like when I'm pitching Zach and Max ideas. I'm
Exactly.
like, all right, it's this game
This-
meets this game, but also
So-
this game.
It's like the
none of
second-
those games have any common denominators.
The second
Um,
cousin once removed.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of components that come with the game.
I saw that it had a lot of
Mhm.
components.
Yeah, so the pledge level is a bit steep
Okay,
for the first tier.
what is
Yeah.
the first year?
I think it's like $80.
Okay,
Not bad.
it's not terrible, but,
But
it's
it
not
is-
a cheap game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has so many components that are like the wooden tokens, a bunch of like plastic miniatures for the dinosaurs and tourists, and yeah, there's a lot in this game.
All right.
I don't know if we're gonna.
Who are we gonna find to teach us is the question. That sounds like a hard one to learn.
Spark Maniac.
Spark
apparently.
Maniac.
Spec Maniac sounds very
Spark
enthused
Maniac, if
about
you're
it.
watching, come teach us this game
Yeah.
in
right?
a year or maybe longer. People don't deliver as fast.
Oh, that was a flex.
What have you been playing?
Okay. What have we been playing this week? Kind of side note, but an honorable mention. I played some Crokinole with Nick, videographer,
Mhm.
editor. He does it all.
Extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire. But the thing
Model.
is we didn't really know if we were playing Crokinole right because I've seen it played many times, but we looked up the rules. I think we were, but we kind of made up our own rules, which made
House
it more
rules.
fun. Exactly. So we played that, and then Lily and I and some other people played Cabo, which I really liked. The goal of Cabo is to minimize your the value of 4 cards. You don't know what value the cards are. You flip them over. There's different tasks that you can have. You can look at your cards, peek at other people's, and out of the 4 cards, you want them to be the slowest value comparatively to
Smallest.
Smallest.
Slowest?
What did I say?
Slowest.
Oh,
I like it.
that's
I
where
like
we're
it
at.
too.
Smallest.
Slowest.
Slowest.
Smallest.
Yeah,
There we go.
that's- Lily could probably explain this much better than I could.
Oh no, you're doing great, sweetie.
But if you think you have the lowest value, you yell Cabo, and then you all flip them over and see if you're right. And there's points that I won't get into.
I have not played this.
It's fun.
Is Cabo a place? Isn't it like an island?
Yes,
It
but
is.
that's not
I
what
think
this is.
Cabo is the name of the unicorn
Yes.
that is the value of 0 in
Yeah.
the game. So you want Cabo in your hand.
Okay, I thought
didn't mention the
Okay,
unicorn.
I thought there was a unicorn named Cabo that I was supposed to know who that was. And I was like, the only unicorn I know is Charlie. So
You should know it.
Charlie.
Charlie, come to Katy Mountain, Charlie.
Anyway, that wasn't very well said, but I'm sure y'all know what Cabo is.
Well, apparently I don't know. Apparently,
I have
Um,
it if you want to play sometime.
It's good.
I did not play anything recently except for prototypes that we can't talk about yet, and Mythic Mischief. I've played so much of both of those in the
So
last 2
much.
weeks, and I'm not complaining. But I would like to play some other games eventually.
Next
So
week.
we have some. I'm hanging out with some guys tonight, so I hope we're gonna play a game, but
Mhm.
might not. Who knows? But I was at the bargain store with my kids this weekend. We bought a bunch of Nerf guns.
Love it.
And while we were there, we saw Fortnite Monopoly for like $4.
For
And I was-
$4.
I was tempted. It was a bargain store. It was like,
Yeah.
we're way overstocked on this, and we're going to sell it to this
Here's
store.
Fortnite.
Wow.
Monopoly.
Here's Fortnite Monopoly. And so that just kind of sparked a desire to see the most ridiculous monopolies that are out there.
There's a few.
And I asked y'all to
A
look
few.
for what you thought might be
Mhm.
the most ridiculous monopoly. And so I looked for my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the most ridiculous by far, there is a Monopoly Heinz game. Heinz being
Heinz ketchup?
the ketchup. And you can land on the glass bottle Heinz, or the squirt bottle Heinz, or the inverted squirt bottle Heinz,
Or the
or
packet.
The organic
or
one.
the fries that you
There's
would
a
put.
fries?
Yeah, there's no fries. Wait, did you say surprise or
No,
fries?
that's a right.
Your hearing's still bad.
I'm still this left ear is still messed up. And I just don't know who the target audience for this game is, except for maybe the employees of Heinz.
We're ketchup lovers. I had a friend that put ketchup on everything.
But still, I'd be like, let's play Monopoly, and be like, or we could play Monopoly Heinz. Everyone else at the table's like, what?
Food themed. Food does well with everything.
We already talked about this.
I know,
Ashley.
and you're a hater.
True.
All right, what did you find? What was the weirdest Monopoly?
So I actually saw another Monopoly game during my weekend as well. So
Oh no,
both of us saw Monopoly games.
I did.
I saw the Sailor Moon version.
is it official?
Yeah, I think so. It was at Box Lunch.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
which is a chain store for random.
Yeah, random
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's
fun,
a Monopoly for everything.
man.
But some other ones I found was this Cat Lovers Monopoly.
Fair.
Oh my
And
gosh.
of course I had to look at it. 'cause
Yeah. I mean, you love cats.
I
so-
love cats.
Makes
But
sense.
this Monopoly board is so odd to me because the main image in the middle of the
my
board.
gosh, you showed this to us.
Nick, can you put a picture of this? Because it's a cat lying in a sink, and
yeah.
it's looking very seductively at you.
It is.
I really hope
It
it's
makes me
fake,
uncomfortable.
But I think it's real. I think it's a real Monopoly.
Of all the
Oh.
images you could choose to put on this Monopoly board,
Very
this
odd.
is the one.
Ashley, what was your weirdest?
Also animal themed. I think some of the weirdest was the horse girl one, which I'm not going to explain the whole story behind horse girls. I'm sure you guys know.
You probably know.
The
My sister
trending
was a horse
meme
girl.
behind it. There's a bass fishing one.
Oh my gosh,
I
there
love
was
Every
a
Southern
SpongeBob
boys.
meme. Not just SpongeBob. SpongeBob meme.
No way. That's
So,
official?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you were not going to Bikini Bottom and getting places. You were buying SpongeBob themed memes. And I was just like, how is that?
I would play that.
How are
I
that?
don't know why.
First off, how are there that many SpongeBob themed memes?
I mean,
SpongeBob
Sorry,
has a long history.
I got excited. I
It's a whole-
totally ran over the horse.
no, it's okay. There's
horse fishing.
but there's a Queen Elizabeth one
That seems insensitive. Did it come out after she died, or was it
Hopefully.
before?
for the bit, I guess. Queen Elizabeth, and
I
may she
I
rest.
did not think that's what you were going.
Oh, no. May she rest in peace.
Oh, I'm so glad you stopped there. A bunch of other ones that we're gonna skip now.
Oh God.
All right. Oh. Say something
No.
way different.
I wouldn't say that.
All right.
Tearing
Did you
up.
think the same thing?
No. I was thinking about the horse.
Oh, okay. ID Game News. Mythic Mischief funded. It was $3,000 short of $700,000, so that was huge. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for supporting us through that. And we are so excited for the app to continue and for people to keep getting to play. If you didn't do the Founders add-on, you still can in the Pledge Manager when it launches, which should be this week. So hopefully by the time this episode comes out, actually, it would have already launched. So that'd be great. And let's do some mailbag segments.
So thank you guys so much for sending us a plethora of mailbag questions. They were very good, and we're going to sprinkle some throughout different videos so we can answer a lot of them. First one comes from Bryce's Wing or Bryce Swing 4505. As someone who is just starting to get really into board games beyond things like Catan and Ticket to Ride, I'm curious, what are your favorite gateway board games?
So my personal one is Quest for El Dorado. Quest for El Dorado is in my top 10 games of all time and is light enough to learn and play in like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And you can introduce almost anyone to it. Actually, it was one of the first games I taught you, Ashley. And did you beat me in that game? No, I won that game, but you beat me in something else that day. You beat me in Furnace.
Infernus,
You beat me in
yeah.
Furnace. I wouldn't recommend Furnace necessarily. It's still a great game. But
Yeah, it was fine.
Quest for El Dorado, amazing starter game. It's by Knizia. He's a genius.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I need to think about mine. Going through my game shelf.
Mental game library.
I know. It's hard to choose one. I want to say Everdale, but it's not that friendly.
Right?
Do you have anything on
I mean,
mind?
as someone who is newer into board games, a piece of advice I would give that one of a friend of a studio, Trey, had said, he was like, when you're learning how to play games, focus on like one mechanic and like learn that to be able to control that aspect. And so try different games and see what you like. So I think that would be when you're starting out, my encouragement or my kind of word of advice would focus on one thing, then move on and see what you like.
That's great advice.
Yeah, I would say like getting a simple game or like a baseline understanding of the most common mechanics.
Yeah.
Deck building, worker placement, resource management, that kind of stuff. Just so you can be like, oh, this game is these two things. One, will I like that? But also when someone's teaching me, I have the baseline knowledge to be able to jump in. So yeah, I think that's super good advice from Trey. Trey's a good dude.
Yeah.
He is.
Well, thanks so much, y'all. We should do a giveaway to end things
Giveaway.
out. Who won that last week's giveaway?
Drum roll. Oh, who won last week's?
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Last week?
Yeah.
What do you mean last week?
Yeah, like who won on last episode?
Yeah, the last
Oh
episode.
no. Who won from commenting on last week's episode? I think is what Austin
okay.
said.
Wait, is that what we're doing now?
I thought you were asking who won in last week's episode.
Oh.
That's why I was confused.
We already announced that, Austin. We don't need to announce it again.
Sorry.
No.
Okay.
Who won this week's prize from last week's episode?
Okay, drum roll now.
Tana Short.
Tanner Short.
Short.
Also, thank you for your question. It was, I liked it a lot.
We'll ask it soon.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
it. We had it on our list, but
We're gonna
Probably
have
next.
yeah.
time. And what do people need to do this week? I think their favorite TI4 faction.
I feel like that's a little like exclusive though. Exclusive.
All right. If you have a favorite TI4 faction, you can use that. What should everyone else do? Gateway game?
Gateway game.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that
a
a
great
lot.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
comment.
Comment with your favorite gateway game, and if you have one, your favorite TI4 faction to be eligible for this week's prize.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, thanks everybody for watching. We will see you all here next week, and we can't wait to bring you more board game news and what
Yeah.
we've been playing, and make you spend more money on crowdfunding campaigns. So,
Yeah.
see you then.
Bye, guys.
So, we were talking about dad jokes,
Mm.
and there was a joke on a campaign, and it was like, "What did the cheddar say to the Swiss cheese?" And it was like,
Leaking.
it was something about leaking, and
So
I was like,
gross.
"That is not."
It's the leakiest cheese.
It's the leakiest. But like, why would the cheddar cheese say that to the Swiss cheese in the ever? Like, why would a cheese say that to another cheese? Like, it's
So
just rude.
offensive.
Yeah. So I was like, it should have been how you holding up, because Swiss cheese has holes.
Like
in it.
whole.
Yeah, like, and that's just like, hey, how you doing? Like, how you
Mm.
holding up?
Fair.
I like that.